Hello, I thought to do a owner's review of a Swift Select 144. This is on a 21 plate. It's coming up to 4 years old when I do this video, so I've had this 4 years now. There's some things I really like about the van and some things I'm not too keen on, so I thought I'd share that with you in case you were thinking of buying the Swift Select 144. So if I talk about what I like, I really like this colour, and Swift do some, or Fiat rather, do some lovely greys. I thought I'd go for the grey over the standard white that they used to do a couple of years ago. I like the alloy wheels. I love the panoramic window that they put in this model, which was an upgrade on the previous model. I'll walk around the van and talk about some of the aspects of it which I think are good and which are not so good. Yeah, so I think the graphics are nice on the van. The metallic paint, the grey, the badging is nice. The two-lay awning that come with this version is a real bonus. I think that's a dealer add-on at the Asphalt from Swift. I know when I bought this we were just coming out of COVID, and I had to wait for the awning to come because parts for motorhomes were scarce. It's also got a two-lay electric step, which is a real bonus. Your fridge vents there, your boiler vent. Coming around the back of the motorhome, you've got the double opening doors. Just pull away a bit. The camera at the top, the rear view camera, is an addition that I've added. That was a relatively cheap version that I bought off eBay, and I added a monitor inside. You'll see in it shortly that it works okay. It gives a good picture out the back, allows me to see the bikes when they're on the rack, and acts as a rear view mirror. I've also added, just put the camera down here, this bike carrier. So at the moment I've got the cable plugged in because we're going away this weekend. I'm just charging the batteries up, and I've got the fridge cooling down, ready to put some food in. Yeah, the graphics, the windows, all look good. You've got your electric cable point there. Just on about things I don't like. Some of these attachments and fittings do seem a little bit cheap and plasticky, and I know they're the same on a lot of motorhomes and they want to keep it lightweight. I have had to replace this flap once because it broke on the hinge. Access to your toilet cassette is there. You've got your water fill point there, and that's for powering a little pump if you want to pump out of your water roll. The wind's picked up a bit if you're getting that noise, so I'll go into the interior of the van. Slide door on this version is a real bonus. It really opens up the outside. Operate the electric step. You can have issues with these steps sticking. The insides can get debris, mud and grit inside them, and I have had to strip that down on one occasion and clean it out. Seems to be operating okay at the moment. Little tiny modifications I've carried out myself. I'll put an additional catch on here because if you were to brake sharp, the manual sometimes been told that it's a clatter, so I added that little catch. I've put an additional vent in here because we put a microwave in. So coming in, so we've got the obligatory Highland cow. I have added a fire blanket and a fire extinguisher. The other little thing I've done here, the top of the fridge, the surface here, is a sort of plastic that would scratch very easy. So I just added this rubber matting. It allows you to put a cup on without fearing of damaging. And another mod I did, which I got off another channel on YouTube, which has been a real bonus. These fridges, the touchscreen is very prone to, if you walk past and catch it, you tend to can turn them off or change the temperature. So I made this little cover out of an A4 folder, clear plastic, added 2 bits of Velcro, and it just stops you accidentally changing the fridge settings. That has been a big thing, useful little tip, he says as he catches the fridge. So one of the modifications I did in the back here, which is one of the more complex mods that I did, was on the original Swifts. This panel here drops in behind there and lifts up, and you can put chairs and hose pipes and cables in. But what I did was I turned that into a drawer that pulls out, and that just, I find that is better. It's a considerable size, that drawer is, holds a lot, and it just saves you climbing in and looking underneath. I do like that you can use all this area underneath the bed to store items. You might notice that I've actually temporarily removed 2 doors underneath the bed, the one on the right there and there's one on the left there. It's so that I can reach things and pass things into them storage areas without opening the door, so I don't have to remove further items. There's another storage area here which I've got a few tools and some chairs in there. You've got your boiler drain valve there. I do like on this model that I've got all the storage under here. I like the addition of the drawer which I've added. I love the fact you can open up the back doors and that sliding door there, and it gives you lots of ventilation and really brings you outside. And I've added the first aid kit to the back door there. Some more hooks just to hang the odd thing on, like a rucksack or a hat. We added the mat, the floor mat. In terms of build quality, I think this goes for a lot of motorhomes. As I say, the cupboards and lockers, the materials could be better. I get that they're trying to use lightweight materials to keep the weight of the van down, but I think all screws should be glued in. I did say earlier on I'd show you the screen for the camera that I bought off eBay. So yeah, the camera and the monitor were about £100. To have one professionally installed, and it might be of a better quality camera and monitor. Some dealers are asking about £500, so for £100 this does the job for me. It gives you a good view. At the back you can see your bikes, on the rack you can see cars behind you when you're on the road. It acts a bit like a rear view mirror rather than a reversing camera, I would say. The other thing in this motorhome, like many Swifts, we have the control panel. This panel I'm pretty happy with, he says, pointing at the wall of his house, but this panel I'm pretty happy with. I don't use the Truma control panel independently. We do everything through this. So if you press the heating, you could turn your heating temperature up and down. You could turn your water temperature onto eco mode or quick boil up mode. You can select whether you're going from electricity or gas through there. I've never used a timer. I have used the app, but I'll be honest, I'm not overly keen with the app. It tends to be a bit finicky. They have released a new version of the app for the Swift motorhome, but it still seems to be a bit glitchy with the Bluetooth connection. Yeah. Yes, so some of the build quality of the units is a bit questionable. Catches, and I think all the screws should be glued in. One of the drawer fronts came off in the early days, and removed the drawers and re-glued them all around. I also had a waste pipe come off under the sink, a catch come off in the window, and you will get these type of things happening in a motorhome. If you don't like DIY, don't buy a motorhome. Am I happy with the Swift Select 144? Yes, I am. It does myself and my wife very good. We've had some really good holidays in it. I like the fact that you can, take your home away with you. 1 minute it's a vehicle to get you somewhere. Within minutes with a motorhome, you plug in, and it's your accommodation as well. I really like that versatility. I like the appearance of this motorhome. It looks good. The colour scheme I'm quite happy with. Is there anything that I could change? I think the only thing I would say is I would have preferred a fixed bed if I had the choice, but at the time there wasn't many motorhomes about just after COVID. But saying that, the fact that we leave that bed made up permanently, it's got the Duvet mattresses on the cushions as well, and it's quite comfortable. I don't think I've got anything else to add. If I could rate this motorhome out of 10, I think I'd give it a 9. If I was going to change it, I think the one thing I would be looking for would be a fixed bed. But I do like the fact that it's a van. I love the sliding door that you can open up and the outside comes in. Pull the awning out if it's extremely sunny or if it's raining, and you're quite cosy inside. They are a big investment, and you need to do your research, and I think whichever one you choose, there will always be some aspect of it that you won't be happy with. I've spoke to people in Volkswagen campers, I've spoke to people in vans, and I've spoke to people with coach-built motorhomes, and they're always looking at another type because they're thinking there's some aspect that they're not happy with what they've got. But on the whole, I'm really pleased that I went with the van conversion style. My personal opinion is that they're a bit more robust, despite what I've said about things breaking, but the general construction I think is a bit more robust. At the end of the day, they're a van and they're made to be used in commercial business, compared to a coach built perhaps that would be constructed. So yeah, I think Swift Select 144 is a nice motorhome to have for a couple. The front does convert to a small bed. I've never used it for that option, but if you've got a grandchild or a small child, you could use it as that option. I know there's some better options probably if there is 3 of you. On the whole, I'm quite pleased with it, and hope to get many years use out of it into my retirement. If you did watch this video, thank you very much, and thank you to all of my 21 subscribers, whoever you are. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, and I'll keep adding videos to keep me busy. Thank you very much. Bye.